Mr. President, I thank Senator Corker for his eloquent and obviously heartfelt comments. He mentioned the word that we've heard the most often since last Thursday when he and I first got word of this tragedy, and the word's heartbroken. Heartbroken for the lives that were lost, heartbroken for the families who are remaining, heartbroken for the community of Chattanooga. And Senator Corker, I mean, you can see the deep emotion that he has as a resident of Chattanooga, former mayor of Chattanooga, that's very special to that place and that community. On Friday at 5:30 in the Mount Olivet Baptist Church, there was a memorial service. Nearly 1,000 people attended. Senator Corker spoke, our governor spoke, others spoke, police chief. I know most people in the country know about what happened that day. Most of them would have liked to have been there to do what you can do at a time like this. You never know quite what to say. Sometimes all you can do is just be there. This is especially hard because these were young men in the service of our country, young men whose lives were filled with happiness, young men who had the expectation of a long life for themselves, young men who were filled with duty and with service. And they were living in a strong community. In Chattanooga, faith is strong. In Chattanooga, the sense of helping one another is strong. Chattanooga is a place of good neighbors. Chattanooga was recently named the best mid-sized city in America. Everything in Chattanooga has seemed to be going in the right direction, and then this. So it's especially heartbreaking in the community of Chattanooga. And I said on Friday that in trying to think about what I could add to the words that were being said, I thought of the time in 1985 when 289 members of the 101st Airborne Division lost their lives in a plane crash in Newfoundland, and President Reagan came to Fort Campbell to meet with the families and to talk about it. And I was governor then. I drove up to hear what he had to say. He spoke of those men and women then as these five were, as peacekeepers, there to protect the lives and to protect the peace, to act as a force for stability and trust for our country. Their work, President Reagan said at the time, of those 289, which can as equally well be said of these five, their work was the perfect expression of the best of the Judeo-Christian tradition. They were the ones of whom Christ spoke when he said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." President Reagan said of the 289 who lost their lives 30 years ago, what could be said of these five this week? What a poet said of soldiers in another war: they will never grow old, they will always be young. And we know one thing, with every bit of our thinking, they're in the arms of God. Chattanoogan said last Friday the two words, Chattanooga strong. They were repeated by Senator Corker, by the governor, by most of the members of the community. People standing up, supporting each other, supporting the families who had been heartbroken by the loss of their loved ones. I'm enormously impressed with the people of Chattanooga and with their current leaders, the mayor, the governor, their senator, who is also their former mayor. And I believe that Chattanooga will be strong, but I think it's important that we reflect here in the United States Senate how much we grieve with Chattanooga, with not just the families, not just the people who knew the five, but as we honor the five, we honor the city in its response to this terrible tragedy. And I will pledge to continue to work with Senator Corker to do all that I can to help those five families and to help create an environment that can keep Chattanooga strong. Thank the President. I yield the floor.